The panda is back. So hi guys, I'm just going to explain quickly about what happened with my surgery, maybe talk through a little bit, and yeah, so basically, let's compare, let's compare with my first surgery and my second. My first surgery was at, would I be allowed to say? Anyway, it was at a hospital in Edinburgh, right, which is where I live, and it was just a laparoscopy with just a normal surgeon. They called themselves experts, but they were, well, specialists, but they were not. So it was just basically with a normal surgeon. And my second surgery, which was the one back in September, which was the 14th of September, that was with an expert excision. That was the expert excision with a surgeon that was on the Nazi nuke list. And the first surgery was ablation. So let's compare them, okay? Basically, there was problems with both, and weirdly enough, you can switch them around. Like, it's like the complete reverse. I mean, so with the first surgery, the actual experience was great. There was a lot of pain, obviously, but like the nurses were lovely. Surgeon, not so lovely, because basically never met them. Met them like once after the surgery, as far as I remember. And it was basically all, okay, we're gonna put you on this pill. And that was it. That's all I remember getting. I wasn't even told until 6 months later what was actually on it. But as far as like, being treated, I was treated well. But in case of like practicability wise about how well the actual surgery went and, the expertise that actually went into it, it was terrible. I was about to say the S word, but, want to be careful with ads nowadays, which is annoying. But anyway, so yeah, that's what mainly went wrong with my surgery and with the first one, and I completely regret it, and I'll go into a why, because I think they caused something that I now know to happen. And the second surgery, basically, great expertise, amazing. He was on the Nazi nuke specialist expert list. Make that very clear. And the practicality wise, great, because now I feel better than after the surgery, and in the first surgery I felt 1,000 times worse. My pain was mild before my first surgery and severe after. So yeah, but social wise, the second surgery was the worst on that count. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I actually felt during my second surgery I had no emotional support. I didn't. Basically my body autonomy was not respected at all after the surgery. The only detail I will go into is the fact that this is absolutely terrible, and I probably should have complained, but I haven't, and I don't think I'm going to. But one of the nurses actually pushed me. I'm genuinely, like, the night of the surgery, one of the nurses actually pushed me, and I'm not even kidding. That actually happened. Oh, I didn't even mention the surgery was in Birmingham, not Edinburgh. And yeah, I'm not even kidding there. And I did like specifically like one of the nurses. Not all of them were bad, but one I specifically liked. I think she was the head nurse of the morning. I quite liked her. Yeah, she was just nice. She was talking about, oh, you'll get around the corner, or something like that. I can barely remember it. But she was being really nice. But yeah, apart from that, it was just social-wise ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And the bad part about that is that I was completely vulnerable and no one was sticking up for me, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah. So that was what went wrong with this surgery. But practicality wise, like expertise wise, it was, as far as I'm aware, which I don't know why it wouldn't be because he is on the Nazi nuke list, it went well in that respect. And yeah, I want to talk about why I went with expert excision as well, because I think that's very important. A lot of people, there was a lot of myths about endometriosis because mainly there was a lack of research. The main thing is that a lot of people say that there was barely any difference between ablation and excision, which is completely ridiculous because I have done the research. It's very limited research, but I've done the research and there is a clear statistical difference. And there is a clear statistical difference also, between a proper expert doing it. Now, in the links below, I will. I can't link to the Nazi look list, but I will link. I'll somehow put in. There was a document I made with a lot of the research that I found, and I'll put that down below. And I also encourage you to check out the Nazi Nuke Facebook page, but I would warn you, don't say anything on it, like literally a thing, because a bit like my second surgery, they are good practicality wise because they have a lot of knowledge and it's all very factual based and very statistical based, but they are ridiculous social wise. Like, the reason I can't link their page is because I got banned, and the reason I got banned is because I was sticking up for a trans man who everyone was telling not to get a hysterectomy because they have endo. Now, the reason that they preach that, not to get a hysterectomy, is because that's what people say cures it, which it doesn't, and actually in a lot of cases it can make it worse. This is endo we're talking about here. And, but this person was a trans man. They were getting it outside of endometriosis, in which case that's completely okay. It's fair enough to say, oh, no, don't do it if you're going to do it just for the endo. Do you know what I mean? But if it's somebody's personal choice, or maybe they have something else that it would cure, then they should go for it. Otherwise, like when they choose to. Otherwise, like, yeah, it's fine to say don't do it. But this person was obviously doing it because they wanted to transition. So I was standing up for them, and I didn't swear or didn't name call or anything. I didn't do anything. Literally all I did was stand up for this person, and I got banned. So I'm warning you, don't say a thing, because a lot of people have similar experiences of mine where they get banned for ridiculous reasons. Literally, like, it's like you have damn it, I'm gonna have to bleep that out now. You have no clue about what could get you banned. But yeah, so back to my surgery. Basically, I'll go through what they found. They found endometriosis. It was stage 4, right on the brink of stage 4. The previous surgery, they found stage 1. The stages don't really matter that much. It's just the severity of the disease. But I wouldn't focus too much on them. But that is what they found. So stage 4, it was on the bowels, it was on my pelvic sides, and it was also on my vagina. That's what he said. He said on my vagina, but I think he means like around the walls. So yeah. But yeah. And yeah, they also found which is kind of difficult for me to say, but they also found adenomyosis, which means that the pain hasn't gone away like it should have. The pain has definitely decreased. Like, when I'm at my worst, it's probably half what it was, which is still a lot, but it's still half. And now I actually, a lot of the times, have mild pain. Like, it goes up and down. Before, it was the same, worse, all the time. And now it goes up and down, which is great because that means that I have relief. I have the down. Do you know what I mean? So I have the lower pain, which is great. But the thing that's not great is the adenomyosis, and the reason it's not great is basically adenomyosis is some people call it the sister of endometriosis. Some people call it the distant cousin. To me, I don't know, I think it's like the horrible aunt or something. The awful mother, wait, no, I need to come up with like some kind of alliteration. The menacing mother. The awful aunt. Yeah, the awful aunt. I don't know, any other kind of family members with like a bad word on it that's alliteration. Anyway, but yeah, it's not good. Basically what it is, well, if you don't know, endometriosis is tissue that is similar to the endometrium lining that you have in the womb, but it's outside of the womb. And for adenomyosis, it is the similar tissue as the endometrium. So basically it's endometriosis, but inside the tissue of the womb. So not in the womb, but inside the tissue of the womb. So yeah. And the reason it's bad is because it cannot be definitely diagnosed or treated without a hysterectomy. And it also means that you're twice as likely to have a miscarriage. So it's not a very good diagnosis, but that's what it is. So basically, to lighten it up, here's a clip of me right after surgery.
Hey, if you wanna remember what happened the day of surgery, it hurt.
Yeah,
But at the end,
it was painful.
and this boy is awful. Morphine,
Yeah.
that's it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks guys for watching. I hope you have a nice day. And yeah, bye guys.